think I'm going to do that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tabletop Junkie stream. And today we are actually celebrating Halloween, sort of, early. Like, we're going to celebrate it for the next 14 weeks, maybe 15. We're going to just keep going, just because I like horror, and horror's really good. So, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I do have a way for, if you feel like tipping, I do have a tip link that's actually in the chat. You can go right there, tip as much or as little as you like. It just all goes right back into my channel, basically to help me grow. I have to thank a personal person, Jack McCarthy. If you're out there listening, my friend, thank you so much, because you are actually responsible for 8 books that are actually coming in for me. A couple of which I did put some of my own funding towards, but I did take your funding that you gave me and got 3 other books to help with the World of Darkness, and so that way Witch King here can expand on his character a bit more, because I think he's going to fall in love with this one. At least I hope he does. I want him to be
I
her.
hope so.
I hope you get into her, like I become her skin. So, yeah, I've been working on doing some things with expansion, especially for World of Darkness, because I'm going to get down to a few games that are actually starting next year that I'm going to just strictly stick to those games and stick to those campaigns. When the campaign's done, maybe I'll change out a few games, but those are the ones I'm going to strictly be looking at. So I do have a list. Travelers on them, Cyberpunk's on them, World of Darkness, Castles and Crusades. How many was that? I lost count.
At least 5.
okay. That's what I was thinking. I lost count. All right, so I'm going to try and keep everyone immersed today. Please forgive me. I'm a little slow. I'm on some cold and flu medication. I woke up today. I've been actually slightly running a high temp the last 2 days, and then today it actually went up to 99.5. So I'm actually trying to get myself dosed so that way I don't miss any work or anything like that. Life is really difficult right now. So I just not trying to come down sick, but I've been probably not sleeping well. I'm not sure. I've actually been getting a lot of sleep lately, but anyhow, let's introduce. So we are down 2 characters tonight. One is strictly out of town. The other one is actually busy. Life got in the way. So I'm not canceling this, because if I'm here doing this while I have my stuff going on, we're doing this. So I'm gonna introduce the Witch King and Tails. We're gonna start with the Witch King first. Witch King, please introduce your character.
Hello, I'm the Witch King of Sarma, and I am playing Alicent Blackwell, who most people who get to know her better call her Scent. She is a kind of a rich kid. Kind of, sort of. Not entirely. She does get by writing stuff for the school paper in New Orleans, and she also does some interviews, and of course has written quite a bit of science fiction, fantasy, and horror fiction in various science fiction, fantasy, and horror magazines around the U.S.
All right. And Tails, what would you like to give us a quick introduction on your character real quick before we jump into this madness?
Hi, I'm Tails. I play Jeff Yellow Blossom, and he is a detective, the son of disenfranchised immigrants. And due to the upbringing and what he witnessed, he got into the life of detective work to reduce crime, take a bite out of it. And again, he's a skeptical, so what he might encounter will require a lot of rationalizing, and I can't wait to see. Thanks.
Where are we first stationed at? Are we stationed in Detroit, or are we traveling to Detroit from another location of the planet or of the United States?
I think with this, I was thinking his family started in San Francisco and he moved to Detroit because reasons, work, career. I don't know. We can come up with that later.
Okay. What about you, Witch King? What are you voting for?
My character lives in New Orleans, but maybe she's going to university in Michigan. I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, there is a University of Michigan, University of Ann Arbor. So I want to place you guys. So you guys are actually part of a YouTube group called the Amateur Ghost Hunters. Okay, you guys decided for many different reasons to start this group. You can come up with the reason. You can tell me the reasons here in a minute. Hopefully, you've got a few. But you actually started this group because, unfortunately, the life that you're currently living, I think your primary job is not paying you enough. So you are actually investing resources into a YouTube channel to try and get either more fame or become more well known or gain more financial funding. The choice is really up to you guys and your characters. Let's start with Tails. Tails, do you have any idea why you'd be part of a ghost hunting group?
Yes, you see, Jeff, through his career's expertise, he got a little too close to a project, a job, and the boss, after chastising him, told him to take up a hobby. After reflecting on an argument he got with one of his co-officers, he decided to choose, to go ghost hunting, but he's not there to prove the ghosts exist. He's there to prove every reason why people make it up that they exist, that these supernatural things are just pipes creaking in the wall and idiots making up their imagination. So that's why he's there, to just disprove the fact. He's the mythbuster of the group.
Okay. You are also currently, right now, because it's going to fit the storyline a little bit better, you are on a 1-month suspension with pay.
Perfect.
Yep. You actually had an altercation on your last crime scene mission, or your last crime scene situation regarding a murder. I'd like you to give me I believe it would be. Hang on one second. I'm gonna tell you, because you're gonna give me. It's gonna be a look-see test. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see how much of this crime scene you got instilled in your mind. But I gotta first determine how much you're gonna see.
Okay.
It's gonna be a wits composure roll.
So wits plus composure plus the d6?
Yeah, no. So how you do it is, how many dots do you have in wits?
4.
How many dots do you have in composure?
3.
You roll 7 d10s.
Okay.
All right. So wait, before you roll it, let me tell you. The way I play this game is very different than what it is described in the core rulebook, but that's because when I played it years ago, I actually used a dice app that actually had this, so I think it is fair. So for this, 7, 8, and 9s are all successes. 6 all the way down to 2s are failures. 1 is a critical failure and does count against each success you get for every 1 you get. And then if you get a 10, it's a roll again.
Okay.
Yep.
I got, looks like only 2 successes, a 10 and a 9, then 6, 4, 4, 3, 2.
All right, well, if you got that 110, re-roll 1 dice.
Okay. Just go. Oh, come on.
That was a 1?
No, my keyboard gave a capital where it should have been a 1.
Okay.
Ooh. 5.
Okay, 5. So a failure. You still got 2 successes. All right. So you went to this gruesome crime scene where a lady was looked like she was completely mutilated. You weren't so concerned about what the weapon was, because you were actually having a hard time probably looking at the body. I would like you to actually give me a willpower roll about how well you're using that. And the willpower roll, what you're going to do for that is you're going to roll, once again, 2 attributes, which I think is resolving composure. And it is, to see how well you're actually stomaching her mutilated body.
Okay, so then that'd be 5d10?
Okay, so that would be 5d10s, yes. So it would be your resolve plus composure.
Whoop. And we got 97332.
9733. 2 successes. Good enough. You are actually you are pretty much not stone cold, but you are looking at this mutilated body. So can you describe the scene for me? How do you think the body's mutilated? Why don't you tell me how you think you're describing the scene in your character's mind?
The room, it looks gruesome. I can't tell really what happened here, but it looks like somebody hired an amateur chef to make pro-grade sushi, and they didn't even know how to cut with the blade.
Oh, that's nasty. All right. There is blood everywhere. You do see where the CSI team is making the marks. Her stomach and her chest are ripped open to pieces. There's blood from her neck all the way down. So at this point, you are starting to believe that no human could do this, but you're not
Drugs.
sure who could do this.
I did the drugs. They were on a lot of drugs.
Were they on a lot of drugs? Sense. Were there any drugs that actually was there any drugs on the scene or any drugs on the human being? Or is your character trying to rationale the ability of that this human probably was just taking her down for her drugs and wanted to send a message?
I was thinking that there had to be some drug involvement with like a local crime ring, or maybe someone was on drugs when they did this, but there's no feasible way a human would waste their time doing this unless they were seriously demented.
Very good, very good. Well, unfortunately, you were taken off the case because you began believing that it was something else other than a human. You did find marks of wild animal attacks, or at least what appears to be wild animal attacks, but you were not for sure where, how that could possibly be, as you are actually in a big city. Ann Arbor, Michigan is actually one of the biggest cities in my state, so I do know a lot about it. I've actually been there several times. So a wild animal attack or something that would be a wild animal attack would not appear actually in that cityscape.
No, Chief, you don't understand. There's something beyond what you understand. You're just not seeing it.
I think you need 1 month suspension with pay, and maybe you need to seek some help. Maybe you're taking on too many cases.
I know this department needs help. You don't see. It's not what you believe. It's not what you guys think. It's not. Why, Chief? Why can't you see what's going on?
All right, Detective. What is it? Yellow Blossom, Detective Yellow Blossom. If you do not take your 1 month suspension with pay, I will make it 1 month without pay, and you can try and claim unemployment while psychiatric help before you return to active duty.
Just a cold stare, and he turns his back and walks away with a determination.
All right. Meanwhile, we cut to a college student. About sometime, around the same exact time that you're going off of, on basically a little bit of a sabbatical to take a moment's rest. A college student is actually at college, and you've actually been communicating with her regarding what you think you found. Now, I have no idea what this college student believes in. Maybe she can tell me.
Well, she believes in a lot of things, especially stuff that people make fun of her for. She believes in Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Wendigo, ghosts, demons, angels, aliens.
Why is that?
Oh, well, part of it is that she ended up seeing something that was... She can't really describe it too well, but it was like something she saw when she was really young. There was like some weird person standing over her, and she saw them for like years afterward. And this started when she was maybe about like 9 or 10 years old, and continued up until she was 15.
And intelligence composure roll, please.
Okay. Intelligence composure. What is my stats for that? Intelligence 3, composure 3, so 66. Or 60 tens, rather. That is a 10, a 10, a 9, a 2, a 1, and a 1.
Oh, a 10, a 9, a 9, a 2, a 1, and a 1. Okay, so the 10
Well, there's 2 10s, 1 9, 1 2, and 2 1s.
Okay. All right, so put the 2 1s aside. Put all your successes aside and try to see if you can roll one more dice.
Okay. That's a 6.
That's a 6. That's a failure. Okay, so take 2 of your 1s, cancel out 2 of your other successes. Does that leave 1 success? Am I correct in the math?
So yeah, there would be 1 success left because I have 3
Okay.
successes.
Okay. The 1s will count against your successes as those are what we call fumbles in World of Darkness. So, unfortunately, you got only gained 1 success on mesmerizing, but that is enough to memorize features of something that you saw when you were, how old were you again? 5 or 6?
5 or 6, and then it continued up until she was 15.
How well did your character handle this? Did your character talk about what she saw a lot, or did she go through for psychiatric care, or did she just keep it to herself?
I think she kept it to herself for the most part, but around the time she was a teenager, she ended up getting heavy into Wicca and witchcraft and learning about that kind of stuff. And so, if anyone knew what had happened to her, it would have been quite apparent that she was exploring that kind of stuff later on.
Resolve plus composure roll, please, sir.
Okay. That's another 60-10. 2 9s, a 7, a 6, a 5, and a 3.
All right, 3 successes. Yep, you kept that quiet for the most part. Probably because wasn't your dad a high-ranking military officer?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so you had to keep. So she had to keep everything quiet for the rest of her life, or it would hurt the family status with the military.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, in the end, in the end, she ended up starting up her own online group, and you found Detective Jeffrey Yellow Blossom, who you seem to have like a keen sense with, like a kinship with, as that you both are believing that something in the world is not right.
Yeah. I'll call you up sometime, man. Don't worry. We'll investigate this together. Don't worry about it. We'll keep it on the hush hush. Don't worry about it. I'll call you. Actually, you hear a pause on the phone. I'll call you on Friday. Okay.
Friday sounds good.
Meanwhile,
we can meet up at a coffee shop.
Meanwhile, you are at your college dorm, setting up your YouTube channel as that you're looking for, some places that some advertisement. Oh, sorry, that was my girlfriend dropping some. As you're probably looking for some advertisement or some way to make money off of finding some ghosts. Real quick, I'd like you to give me, and you're gonna make this roll probably with nothing additional. I'm gonna give you your party stats here. This is how resourceful this is where your YouTube channel has actually brought so your channel is called the Amateur Ghost Hunters, and so you've got a dot in resources, which means YouTube is actually paying you. You have enough views and subscribers, YouTube's paying you. However, you don't seem to get the recognition, and some people may not actually know who you are. This is 2024. Everything is through social media, so you've been posting that you're looking for a few jobs to go in and explore. Have you done any ghost hunting recently, do you think?
I think she has, but the rest of her crew just didn't believe any of the ghosts she saw, or any of the ghosts that they saw, or apparently saw, according to them. So she lost that group and is trying to assemble a new one.
All right. And in turn, you actually ended up meeting Jeffrey Yellow Blossom in that sense. So as you're actually posting this online, do you have a dorm mate, or are you in a
roommate?
Dorm? Yeah. Do you have They call them dorm mates in college.
Oh, I thought it was roommate. My bad. So, yeah, she does.
Okay. All right. All right. Did not know if you were paying for a single room, like a dorm apartment. There's actually different grades of dorms depending on how long you've been in college. How long have you been in college?
Well, she's 21 right now, so she's been in since she was about 18 or 19.
That'll be 3 years. So
Mhm.
you got your associates, and what degree field?
Well, computer science and well, her major is in computer science. Her minors are in creative writing and anthropology and world folklore.
Okay, I'm gonna make life difficult for you real quick. I'd like you to do a intelligence computers roll for me.
Okay.
Do you have a specialty in computers or
I
no?
do. I have it in hacking.
Oh, ooh, yes. Give me. You know what? Get an extra dice for that.
Okay.
You're gonna be hacking secretly while your dorm mate is in class.
That's a 10, a 7, a 7, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. So that's one botch. And is it 7, 8, 9, or 10? Or is it 8, 9, or 10 that are successes?
7, 8, and 9 are successes. 10 are successes with a roll again.
Okay, so I have 3 successes total and 1 botch.
All right.
Roll again.
Do one. Yep. Do one more roll.
That's another 10.
All right. The roll. Roll. Do another one.
That's a 1.
That's a 1. Okay. That one does not count as a botch, so you got 3 successes total. You actually successfully came across some information on the dark web. You've actually ended up finding out that someone released information regarding some strange happenings in Detroit, and you're not really sure what it's about, but it's all around this mall called the Super Mart Mall, and all of a sudden your phone is ringing.
Well, I go to it right away.
You hear a heavy breathing sound.
Hello? Who is this?
What's your character's name again?
Alicent.
Alicent.
But her friends call her Scent, if that helps.
Okay. But what's the last name? I need a full name.
Alicent Blackwell,
Okay.
as usual.
Hello. Is this Alicent Blackwell?
This is?
I seen that you are part of a YouTube group called the Amateur Ghost Hunters. You put out an ad?
Yes, I did.
Well,
Are you inquiring about that?
Yes, I actually would like to make a deal with you regarding your channel.
Oh, of course. We're always open to sponsorships. Hold on a second. She goes and gets a pad of paper and a pen. So what can I help? What can you do for me, or what can I do for you in this case?
Well, Miss Blackwell, the offer is going to be very, very simple. I need you with a team of your ghost hunters to stay 13 nights at the Super Mart Mall in Detroit, Michigan. Which suddenly at this point, I imagine that you were just looking it up. And because she was just looking it up, her heart sank because now she's got a call recently about it as you were doing this all at the same time. So the reason is there's many rumors and stories built around this mall since it closed in the late 90s. Mid to late 90s, roughly. Even some stories are actually been new as far as early 2000s. But I'm asking you to prove the rumors false. I'm willing to provide bedding for you, such as cots with blankets and pillows. Food will be offered. I'm the owner of the mall, and I actually have put these things in here. I could put these things in here for you, and to make your stay for the next 2 weeks, 13 nights, at the Super Mart Mall, very comfortable, while you prove there is no such things as ghosts. I'm trying to reopen the mall eventually, but unfortunately with these rumors, it's hurting my sales, and I can't get no one to come in and be willing to provide business to my mall. So that is where you come in. There will be no power. However, I will have I will have an electric generator for you that will actually be hooked to solar panels that will help you power your equipment. Any footage you get, you can publish on your YouTube channel with no claim from me whatsoever. And like I said, I'm willing to pay for your room and board just to prove that these stories are not true. Now,
Well, I'm more than happy to. I'm more than happy to try to dispel this ghost theory of yours, but I warn you, I've seen some really crazy shit. Ghosts are real, but I really hope in this case it's not for your mall.
Well, I'm not here doing fridge on the paranormal or the supernatural one way or the other. I'm just here to prove that what has been transpiring at my mall is not true. That's all I want. And I'm so are you open to accepting the offer?
I am.
All right. Well, I'll be looking forward to you. I'm gonna actually. Do you have an email address to where I can or do you know the location of the Supermart Mall? Can you find it on the internet? I've always made sure that this is public record for everybody.
Yeah, I can send you the email, but if you think it'd be easier, I can always just look up the location and go there.
That would be very much easier for me. Thank you. And Miss Blackwell, I'll be looking to make your acquaintance at the mall.
Thank you. I hope to make yours as well.
And the phone hangs up, and now you need to assemble a team.
Yep.
So
I call up Lieutenant Flower Blossom. What was it?
Jeffrey Yellow Blossom.
Jeffrey Yellow Blossom. I call him up.
All right. So the phone's ringing. What is Jeffrey doing as his phone's ringing currently?
He is just inspecting his equipment, making sure everything is polished, sharp, up to date, ready, etc. Staring at the map of the attacks and all the information he personally has uncovered in his spare time for what he believes is the ongoing problem, but it is not like tied to the supernatural. It's like some sort of giant sewer rat or something. He doesn't know yet.
Oh, good. Give me a quick. So if that's what you're currently doing, I've got a role for you as this phone is still ringing, but it ain't gonna go to voicemail anytime soon. So give me just a hot second. This is, oh, I love this one. This is gonna be good. Mm-hmm. Let me see here. No. Maybe. Nope. Give me just a second. I'm looking up for the exact roll that you'll need to make. I've been looking these up this entire time. Oh, here we go. Give me if you got a map, I will let this happen. The map will give you a extra die bonus. I'm gonna say 2 extra die bonuses. So which means you're gonna roll your intelligence plus your academics. Is academics a specialty for you or no?
No. So -3.
Okay. Well, no. Do you have any dots in academics?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that'll be -3. Actually, it'll be your intelligence -1. So how much? How many dots do you have in intelligence?
I have 3.
You have 3. So roll 2 dice.
2. I have 2. Okay, they're okay. So 2 dice.
So 1 dice. Yep.
Well,
if
dice.
if you have 2, it's 1 dice. You just -1 die.
All right, 1d10.
Yeah, this is basically a luck roll.
1.
You got a 1. Wow, you have not put the puzzles together about anything about these attacks. You have nothing. Anyway, your phone is still ringing.
Okay, just answer the phone. Hello?
Oh, hey. This is Allison. I have a job for us.
Go on.
Okay, this is going to sound a bit strange, but we're going to have to stay at the mall for 13 days and nights. There's no power except for a generator. We get food and water. We're doing this to discover if there is in fact a ghost issue with this mall. It's been abandoned since about 1999 or so.
Before 94, actually.
Oh, since 94.
Probably just homeless people and more teenagers making pranks. Does it even bring in anything to us, to the group? Would it help expand our search?
Well, considering that we haven't done a job in about 6 months, I think it will.
Valid point. I got time off anyway. Chief
Awesome.
doesn't believe that this stuff is going on, but we'll show him.
Oh, we will. Definitely.
So, as you guys hang up the phones and agree that you guys will meet up and head to Detroit, Allison actually sends 2 text messages out to 2 people. I believe one person's name is Cedric, and then the other one is a professor that she knows is actually studying the paranormal. Because those players are not here today, they won't respond at this moment in time.
But they'll show up later on.
Yeah, yes, they will. They will show up in the car drive to Detroit, but we will get there. I need Allison to give me, because this is going to be up her alley, just before meeting up with Jeffrey, who's on his way over, Allison needs to give me an intelligence plus academics, and since you have computers, you get 4 additional dice to this roll.
Oh, so that's 8 total dice.
Yep.
Let me do this. Here we go. That's 3 successes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 failures.
Okay. Well, the success...
And one of them's a 10, so let me reroll that.
Okay.
That's a 1, so never mind.
Okay. It doesn't matter. You still got 3 successes there. Okay. Give me one more roll the exact same way.
Okay. That's 2 10s, so 3 successes, a 6, a 3, a 2, a 2, and a 1. So 1 botch and 1, 2, 3, 4 failures.
Okay. The failures doesn't matter. Just count the successes and the botches for me. Any of those rerolls?
Yeah, 2 are D10s, or 2 are 10s, so I roll them twice.
Okay. And you still
That's
got...
a 3 and an 9.
Okay, so you got another success. So how many successes did you get?
That's 3 total, or 4 total.
4 total? Minus the botch, that is also 3 total. Okay. So you took about an hour. You were looking on the internet for about an hour. Jeffrey Yellowblossom, which is funny as hell, managed to make it to your dorm room as you managed to actually find 2 articles fairly recently attached to the mall. One article was the murder of 94. So, do you answer the door? Is he knocking on the door at all?
Who, me?
No, Jeffrey.
Oh.
If it's the marked address, probably. He's a very, very to the point type of man. Like, he's not going to walk around the bush and stare, check the house out, and then knock. He's just...
Okay. Are you answering the door real quick before I get into this?
Tails?
Yeah.
Are you answering the door?
No, are you answering the door?
Oh, I thought me? I thought you were talking to Tails.
No. Jeffrey's coming to your dorm room because that's where you have all your stuff.
Oh, I answer the door. The door.
All right. Outside you see Tails. Describe your character, what he looks like, hair and all, and how tall he is.
He's about 5'3" to 5'4". He's very, think somewhere between Korean and Southern Asian looking. Dark hair, sides to usually wears a fedora, pop collar trench coat, black dress shirt, black gloves.
All right. And before you see a 5'11", white-skinned, green-eyed, and red-haired young woman who is clearly taller than you.
Don't think this means you can look down on me during this investigation.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Okay. As you guys begin to sit down, so this is what you discovered just before the knock at your door: the murder of 94. Alicent was reading this article. A woman's body was found the following morning as she was the last one in the mall. It turns out, and this is what the article reads. All right. It turns out that she never left, as her body, as once again stated, her body was found on the floor of the Supermart Mall. Wounds on her arms and neck, and all of her blood was drained. No weapon at the scene of the crime was found, and the murderer was never found. And then the most recent article that you found is the missing teens of 2001 at the Supermart Mall. 2 teens went in on a dare from their friends, but they never came out. A search party went into the mall to search for the teens. 1 boy and 1 girl, both around the age of 15 years of age, Danny Delgado and Emily Carson. They were never found, and after 48 hours of search in the mall, the search was called off.
This is really weird there, Jeffrey. Apparently there was a murder that happened. The body was totally exsanguinated, and...
Exsanguinated?
Yes, blood drained entirely.
Entirely. That's a unique behavior. Who takes the time to do that? Do we even have medical equipment advanced to do that? What do they have to do? Run tubes through them and slowly drain it vein by vein?
I guess that's really weird, but get this. In 2001, there were 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl, 15 years of age. They disappeared in the mall, and no one could find their bodies. They searched for like 24, or was it 42 or 72 hours?
48.
48 hours. They searched for 2 days, and they couldn't find anything of them.
In the mall in the surrounding area, or just the mall?
They searched the mall.
How big is this mall that you couldn't police it within 48 hours? Like, how big was the search crew? Were they even up to snuff or have the proper training?
So the Supermart Mall is actually the largest mall in the United States.
Oh, shit.
Now you can see why this job interested me.
Complete with 4 different parking zones, A through D, all big enough to fit over at least 1,000 cars, if not more. And inside is, and the mall has been spread out into various sections, with a second floor being nothing but a food court. Have around 20 to 30 businesses are able to fit upstairs alone.
This is like a horror version of the mall version of the World Fair.
It is.
Do we know how big the crew was that performed the search?
Let me look that up. I look it up.
Oh, so the big crew that actually, well, so for Detroit, like over 15 officers went in there.
15 officers went in. No one could find anything.
Can you do some of that little web magic keyboard thing there? I currently cannot go to the precinct to find the officers' notes, but any small details we can get from their investigations could add to ours or help us police over some details that otherwise would take us a waste of time to find.
I can certainly try.
Intelligence plus computers and hacking does play a factor.
That's 6, and what do I add with the hacking?
Just 1 dice.
Okay, 7d10. That's a 6, a 5, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 3, and a 2.
That's all failures. Yep, that's all failures. You found no trace of any police reports back in that time.
There's no reports. It's really weird. It's like it was
grumble for a second. Is this one of those things I can use my contacts for?
It could be. Yes. Do you have contacts?
Yes.
All right. And who's your contact?
We're gonna say his name is Kevin.
Okay. Kevin.
And he works with me in the precinct very close. He's like the morning donut coffee friend that you exchange the notes with, sometimes on the same cases, sometimes tidbits from different cases, like that work friend, you know?
All right. And how many dots do you have in contacts?
1.
1? All right. Let me see what information I'll be able to provide for you. And to make this happen, it's going to be presence, manipulation, contacts. So how many dots you have in the presence, how many dots you have in manipulation, and then how many dots you have in contact.
All right, I've got 1 in presence, 3 in manipulation, and 1 in contact. So that's 5.
All right, give me a roll.
What? Oh, smaller. All right, 10, 8, 8, 5, and 2.
All right, give me one additional reroll.
All right. Oh my god. Come on, mouse. Bada boom, bada bam, and we got 2.
All right, so you got 3 successes. All right, so answers phone. You've reached Officer Kevin McCarthy here. How can I help you?
Kevin, I'm looking over some old cases. Irrelevant, taking my mind off things, doing some boredom. Might even be on a nice little series getting paid for, but I was hoping I could make this easier to see the files from the other detectives and officers who have overlooked them all during the disappearance of a young girl and young boy in 2001.
Jeffrey, know you're supposed to be the captain wants you to take a break, right? From detective work.
This is a break. This is detective work. I'm disproving the paranormal. Detective work requires crime.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see here. What case did you looking up here?
Forgot the name of the mall.
Oh, the Super Mart Mall in Detroit, Michigan.
The Super Mart Mall in Detroit, Michigan. I'm looking for at least the most recent search of this appearance, but any other files you could dig in and find deeper across the years would be appreciated. I know this is quite the interruption for your day, but I will make it up to you when I get back, and hopefully it is no skin off your fedora.
Oh, all right. Give me just a second. Let me see here. So, I don't know as far as most recent, but the most recent case that was actually over in Detroit, and this is outside of jurisdiction. I just want to point that out. So there was a 2 teens disappearance back in 2001, a Danny Delgado and Emily Carson. Apparently they were hanging out with a group of friends. The friends actually ended up calling the police because they didn't see them after a few hours of being in there. When they're about noon, 1 o'clock, they were cruising around town on a nice, friendly Saturday, and all of a sudden they, dared them to go into this spooky mall, which was the Supermarket Mall, but they never came out after a couple hours. About 4 or 5 o'clock, police were on scene. They searched and never found them. The kids have not returned home, nor have they ever been found. They've been missing for the last 23 years.
Okay. Was anything announced that became of their families or their parents?
Well, after 48 hours of searching, the police kind of just chalked it up to that they were potentially runaway teens. It doesn't seem like there was any reason for them to run away, though. But I don't know. Maybe there was some. Dispute with the families, and they didn't want to see each other. I don't know. I mean, it's fucking teenagers, Jeffrey. Anything could happen. Let me see if I can pull up any recent addresses, and it looks like. Okay, so Emily, the Carson family, their address was on file. It looks like. Give me just a hot second. It looks like the Carson's family house ended up being sold a few years later. Family moved to another location. Doubt they're there. That's 23 years ago. That's cold. And the house is now abandoned. Great. As far as the Delgado family, no surviving members after Danny's. Danny was the youngest one of the family, so Either the family's dead or they all moved away and never updated their address. Their rental home is now rented. No, it's also abandoned.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, it's Detroit for you. I mean,
Yeah.
Detroit is full of a lot of abandoned places. So, look, Jeff, I don't think you're going to find anything on that cold case. That case was cold for 23 years. No evidence of whatever happened to those two teams, if anything at all.
Thank you. You've been a great help, Kevin. I owe you one. I'll bring you a box of donuts and return the favor here shortly.
All right. Well, I'm not the captain. I'm just your friend. But just remember the captain said break. All right. You have a good one, Jeff.
That's why I'm investigating ruins. Thank you.
All right.
Later.
And they hang up the phone. All right.
I'll light the cigarette.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, he's just lighting up a cigarette just to relieve himself from that. You
Meanwhile,
smoke?
what is Allison doing currently? Is she getting does Allison have any ghost gear ready? Like EMF?
She does. She does. But she's also getting extra stuff with the extra money she has.
What kind of stuff?
Well, she's getting some Geiger counters, some lights, especially backup lights, wind up radios, wind up.
You actually have all that. Actually, I've given you all that stuff part of your ghost team automatically, so you don't have to worry about spending money for that. Yep.
Well, I just get special. I get special MREs that I grew up eating when I was younger. My dad was in the military.
That's fair. Yep. For the list of the equipment that you've already gathered before this adventure, you receive several night vision cameras, EMF detectors, mobile cameras with night vision, laptops, tables, extension cables, big massive backup batteries, and microphones and speakers. And I did not put lights on the list, but I would say that would naturally be there in case you need lights to light certain areas, during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, MREs. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. With your current resources status being, I think, 3 dots, I will allow that you have actually you found a shop that sells them, and you've actually been picking them up slowly, so that way you can have them while you're there. But also remember that the owner is also giving you free food and stuff like that too. He's providing food for you for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I know. I just figured it'd be good to have backups in case something's wrong with the food. Don't let them know I said that.
Absolutely. All right. So the day's pretty much gone down. At this point, what do you guys do as the sun is beginning to set?
We get all the gear, we load it into the truck, which is more or less, we call it the truck. It's really just a DD van with awesome artwork on it that I got from a hippie before he died.
All right. You actually guys do have 2 SUV vans that will carry the equipment. You just need 2 drivers.
Okay, but I want the artwork. We're gonna have the artwork.
Okay, that'll work too.
Fair enough.
All right. Other than that, welcome to Detroit. As you guys are getting ready to load up for the next day, and right there, we are gonna have to actually give it a stop.
Okay.
Yep. Unfortunately, because at this point, if we continue, there'd be no point in having anyone else join. So.
Well, they could just pop into the mall on their own for some reason.
I can't come up with a reason right now, so we'll just stop.
They're driving through. There's a storm. They appear there, it's like Army of Darkness 2 or Evil Dead 2.
They received a message from you 4 days later.
No, we're not doing that either. We're going to pause right there because that's the end of the chapter 1.
Okay.
These are not meant to be super, super long, but they're not meant to be super short like this either. But I imagine if we had more people, it would have been a little bit longer because we actually do have an hour in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We actually do have like almost an hour. We're like 9 minutes from an hour. So yeah, just with you two alone, we have that. So with more players, once they show up, it'll take a lot longer. So
Nice.
that definitely is a good test run. Because I have not actually tested out this adventure. It's over 70 pages that I wrote out. To throw shit against you guys. So
You
well,
prepare too much, man.
yes, I do, Witch King. I do, but I'm in it for. But you know, as Chris would say, I'm in it for the long haul. All right, so before we wrap all this up, is there anything you guys like to say to our audience for joining in?
Thank you for joining in. I have to let you know, audience, that unfortunately, I will not likely be playing a game tomorrow with Grim and everyone else because Grim's motherboard has crapped out. So he's not able to run a game like he wants to. I don't know if he's even able to stream for the next little while, unfortunately.
I think I heard no on that one. Like he's not even able to stream either. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of sad. I love Grim Jim. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, Tails, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I will hopefully get back to the more active streaming scene here soon, but for now, my channel is also on a temporary hiatus. So it's great to be here and play with you guys. And yeah, I was getting really invested in this, so I can't wait for the next time on the whole cruise together because I was ready to go ham.
Oh yeah. We will definitely have more playtime probably next week. We will be doing this next Friday for sure, as long as nobody has any other objections. My schedule is set already in stone. Hopefully no one tries to get me to switch with them. That way I can just play next Friday, and we will be good. So, yay. All right, well, gentlemen, thank you for at least being the two that showed up today. I know the other two couldn't, and I know it was for life reasons, but I do appreciate you guys coming in and at least wanting to at least play a little bit. So we got that. My name's Tabletop Junkie. My next thing is next week we will have chapter 2 of this of this game going out, which is basically session 2. I just call them chapters because it's kind of like a whole book thing. This kind of erupted into something I did not expect it to, but I'm really invested in the antagonist, which you guys don't get to know who the antagonist is. I'm really
It's an Nosferatu.
Keep guessing. I'm really invested in the antagonist, so I'm kind of gonna enjoy that. So
I bet
thank
the
you.
antagonist is tough.
The antagonist is gonna antagonize the shit out of you. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining in so much. Next week, Friday, will be the next session of this game. So until then, remember to work hard, play hard, and game hard. As always, have a great and wonderful evening.